it's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Texans post the first points of the ballgame as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Aubrey good with a PAT. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building.
And this throw will be intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. Down the sideline he goes. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. So now it's 2 straight drives that end with an interception.
It's week 12 of the NFL. And coming up, we'll see this team's creative quarterback. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. Hope y'all ready for this one. And it's kicking off next on Madden NFL 25.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is with Charles Davis. As always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our 2 quarterbacks, certainly 2 of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. At a glance at the man under center at 6'5", he always demands attention.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down. The numbers for him from a week ago, 10 carries, 53 yards.
They're coming off of back-to-back wins, and I think a lot of credit belongs to this guy right here because, to me, he's not only carried his weight, he's carried a few other guys along as well. He's helped draw defensive attention away from not just him, but open things up for his teammates, too. So if this winning streak is going to continue to have some legs to it, he has to remain effective and put together another nice game.
And this pass broken up. Well, the contact well-timed there, and now 4th down. Now the former Oklahoma Sooner Tress Way on to punt the football. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. So here come the Texans now for their first drive. Leading this unit will be the big arm man out of Texas Tech. 10th pick in the 2017 draft, Patrick Mahomes.
We saw something last week you don't see very often. Team loses, but the quarterback, the trigger man, Offensive Player of the Week in the AFC. That's pretty impressive.
You rarely see that. Of course, don't worry, folks. He said the obligatory, I would have traded that for a victory any day of the week.
Yeah, no doubt about it, but still, he must have played awfully well to win it when his team lost.
Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. Pretty darn good, as you see right there on your screen.
I'll echo that. Darn good. 2 touchdowns, right? And the ability to be in sync with each other, right? To understand that he's going to be where the quarterback expects him to be when the ball's thrown.
Second down and 6 now. To throw, it's Mahomes. Short throw into the hands of Jordan. 7 yards there and a first down. The start for them near flawless. Defense gets them a 3 and out. 2 quick pass connections on offense.
So that's how a team works together. Just what you described. Get them the ball, give them a little momentum, and they're capitalizing off of that. Thanks a lot, guys.
Now here's Mahomes. He'll swing this out to Mostert. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down. Now a first carry for their fullback. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. 8 yards on the run, and that cuts this down to a 3rd and about 5.
On just about every team, okay, forget it. On every team, the goal is to be in 3rd and what they call manageable, to give yourself a chance to pick up a first down. How about that call on second down? The big man puts them in position to make it 3rd and manageable. I wonder if they'll get a second chance at it to try and pick up the first down.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. A good kick, 49 yards, just 3 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Back to throw, Newton. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield. for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
Here is 3rd down and 4. Out of the gun, Newton. Short throw hauled in by Kelsey. And he won't get to the marker. He's a yard short. A pickup of 3. It leaves him with 4th and 1.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him, because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert from the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. Going to give it up the middle. Here's Dickerson. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That's a gain of 14.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Rolling to his left. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. We're scoreless after 1. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 10. Inside give to Dickerson. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
The running lanes have definitely not... in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Newton to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 40. The first carry now. This is Johnson. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Newton now to throw. Looking deep for Julio. And he knocks the ball away and it falls incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
This offense so far on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Newton. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Looks like the offense is going to take another shot here. They're going on 4th and 13. Newton now to throw. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The fourth down pass play doesn't work out. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
Yeah, they dipped a game below 500 following the loss last week. And you get the sense that maybe this team's at a little bit of a crossroads here.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it, because what's that old malaprop? If you come to a fork in the road, take it. Because this crew, they're losing ground fast. They've got to start winning some ball games. And the good teams, they're starting to separate themselves, and these guys are being left behind.
And he is down at the 48. A pickup of 4 that started at 148-yard line and ended at the other.
Here comes third and about a foot. Now Mahomes going to shift him around.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. That is caught and brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Mahomes going to throw. That's complete. It's Neighbors. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll bring up second down. 2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half.
Now a 2nd and 6.
Throwing now is Mahomes. Got his tight end. That's complete. It's Schultz. It'll be a gain of 5. And that's going to make it third down and less than a yard. Here's Mahomes to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. A great effort there with touchdown number 12 on the year.
And the Texans will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. The extra point up and good by Aubrey.
And that makes the score 7-0. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away.
Well, a dangerous return man showing it here. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
35 seconds, all that remains in the first half as they come up on first down. From the gun, here's Newton. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
He's going to let this one go deep. It's caught inside the 25. And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. A big play there. 65 yards. And his guys get the quick strike touchdown. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Texans offense and their wide receiver getting set for this next possession. And he's very much alive in the race for most receiving yards by a wideout this year. Currently ranked second in the NFL at this point in the season.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
Now Mahomes. He's got Smith here. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. They'll look to throw now on first down. That one taken in by Neighbors. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So we've come upon halftime here in Houston, and it's the home team, the Texans, leading this one. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, bye weeks, they're over. We've once again got a full slate of games to get to as we take you around the NFL here in Week 12. We'll get started up at Lucas Oil Stadium in the capital city of Indianapolis. And it's the Lions who hold on to the lead in that one. Breece Hall with a touchdown run. Next, we'll head over to check on the Giants at home at MetLife Stadium. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. The Bucs trying to hold on and claim victory. We were treated to an excellent first half from the gunslinger, Patrick Mahomes. He was on point, throwing a touchdown pass to help his guys take the lead into the break. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This was a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break. These two clubs running through their final halftime adjustments. It's just about time to get back at it. And for the call of the second half, we go back out to Houston, H-Town, and Brandon Gaudin.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. A good, tight football game thus far. 10-7 the score as we resume action on EA Sports. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Texans offense and Patrick Mahomes headed back onto the field. As we check out the league leaders in passing yards, you can see he's right up there among the best in the NFL at this point in the season. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's got his man Sharp complete. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the 1st down on a 13-yard run. From the gun, it's Mahomes. That's complete to Sharp. And he's brought down. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. A few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal.
Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second. Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. Throwing on second and long. Mahomes. Catch is made. It's Schultz on the out route. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at third down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
Mahomes now to throw. And dropping it off underneath, here's P-Ryan. And he is going to have the Texans first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4. Mahomes going to change things up. On first down, he'll drop to throw. That's caught left side by Neighbors. Touchdown, Texans. Malik Neighbors, 29 yards. And the Texans are able to add on to that lead. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Aubrey good with a PAT. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. And able to get this out to the 25. The visitors' offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that leads you into bigger errors.
Up the middle, Johnson. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here, up to the 34.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. He's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. 6 yards there on the keeper. It's second down. A give up the middle to Johnson. And he's taken down at the 50 after a short gain of 2.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line.
Offense.
So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
And this third down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. Back now in Houston, as it looks like we are just about set and ready to begin with the 4th. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Here's Newton. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. Oh, and I think he went backward. He did. The fullback dive held up short. And this defense will take over right near midfield at the 49-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. That's caught again by Schultz. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You just go ahead and play.
Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
A short throw into the hands of Jordan. 7 yards there and a first down. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. A run with Mostert up the middle. And he'll get what he can up the middle. 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The offense on 3rd down, they've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Smith catches left side. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to convert on 3rd and...
Try to beat the force. I wanna try to defeat the law. You wanna be with me, of course. Show you look a piece. Wanna see some more? 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 Soul gonna rise when I leave this corpse. Show you look a piece. Wanna see some more?
Don't be afraid of the bounce. See when your things levels gotta change to your mouth. How can I walk in doubt? Never been a beg, never been a loud mouth. Pen can go for days. I'm obsessed with it, can't change my ways. So blessed with it, what can I say? Top form staying in shape.
You wanna try to beat the force, I wanna try to defeat the law. You wanna be with me, of course. Show you little piece, wanna see some more, see some more, see some more, see some more, see some more. So gonna rise when I leave this corpse. Show you little piece, wanna see some more.
I'm gonna run it up, though you know your fun is up. James knew back when I was coming up, didn't wanna know then. Now I bet they're loving us no more. No R&R's, the bar is raised. If you know me, now I can bar for days. Nothing there to prove, cause I've done enough. Lights out, still gonna keep the torch. Check your little piece, wanna see some more?
You wanna try to beat the force, I wanna try to defeat the law. You wanna be with me, of course. Show you little piece, wanna see some more, see some more, see some more, see some more, see some more. So gonna rise when I leave this corpse. Show you little piece, wanna see some more. Show you little piece, wanna see some more. You wanna try to beat the force, I wanna try to defeat the law. You wanna be with me, of course. Show you little piece, wanna see some more, see some more, see some more, see some more, see some more. So gonna rise when I leave this corpse. Show you little piece, wanna see some more, see some, see some. I never mind if people change. I wanna try and heal my pain. How do you buy what can't be sold? How can you?
It's the National Football League on EA Sports, where we'll see this team's leader at quarterback. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. Great game in store for y'all, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
Thank you to Trey Mosley for the introduction. We are indeed excited to welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Good to be with you, Mike Tirico, Greg Olson here. Just about set for football. The crowd is definitely ready. So are we. Off we go on EA Sports. And it'll be brought down past 25. Decent field position to start this drive. So the visitors ready to go on offense here for the first time. They'll be led out by the young man in his second season in the NFL.
One thing about this guy that's pretty clear, Mike, is there's not a whole lot that rattles him. He does a good job staying even keeled. You don't know if he just threw a pick or if he just led his team to a touchdown drive, and that was kind of the case last week. He didn't let it snowball into a bunch of back-breaking mistakes. He just shook it off and kept playing. Now, can he keep that mentality? year unfolds. And if he does, he's going to give his team a chance every single week.
Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. You have a tight end motioning left here. They'll stick with him again. And he'll work this forward to the 35. That's Dexter Lawrence in for the tackle. Trying to avoid the early 3 and out. They face 3rd and a yard. Now this looks like a design run. That's going to be pretty close. Looks like he's got it, and he does. First down.
Sometimes, Mike, the best plan is also the simplest plan. And for this team, just snap the ball to your quarterback, let him find some daylight, and go get that first down himself.
Not much happening there. Just a short game. Here's a 2nd and 9. Play clock down to 0. That's going to be a delay.
Delay of game, offense.
Now this time they'll look to throw. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down. Looks to be an injured player, and oh no, it's Travis Kelce who is being looked at. So the drive will end there, and on comes Tress Way to punt on 4th down. But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. The Houston offense heading out to the field for the first time. And there is the guy at the top of the game, Patrick Mahomes, their quarterback.
When you take a quick look at the box score, you'd think, okay, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. They clearly won the game, but it wasn't the case. And what that tells me is they're just not getting enough contribution from the entire team. He had a really nice day. Some things that he still needs to clean up, but can they get better balance on the offensive side of the ball?
His first throw of the game is going to be intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu.
This is an area of the offense, Mike, that's going to have to find its rhythm now as this game unfolds. They talked all week, come out early, get some completions, settle down this quarterback. Well, in return, he throws an early pick. It's too early to go away from the game plan. There's a lot of game left, but this passing game is going to have to get on track throughout the rest of this game.
And he's not going to get away. They're going to bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Another run here with Johnson. And he's going to be stuck well behind the line of scrimmage. A play going absolutely nowhere. The run game not helping him out those last two plays, thus 3rd and 16. And that is incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, like living in these 3rd and long situations. Must pass is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
They will get away from that one, and they're going to have tremendous field position. This ball hits and goes out of bounds. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Slot man in motion right. Look wide. Get this one complete. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. Second down and 8. Now this defense will use the first of their timeouts. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. To the left side. Caught by Schultz.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
They need to get to the 22, but now face 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
Pretty clear approach here, Mike. You're just trying to take advantage of the size of your tight end versus a smaller defender, and you're just saying box him out and go up for an offensive rebound and get the ball at its highest point. In this case, it falls incomplete, but if they continue to get that matchup, this quarterback's not going to shy away from giving his big tight end a shot.
The visitors' offense ready to get back at it. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. So the drive begins with a give to Johnson. He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Gonna lose a yard.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning 1st down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor. This pass rush is continuing to make their presence felt here in the early going, and for this quarterback, he's lucky to at least get rid of that ball because they were on the verge of recording their 2nd sack, and we're still here in the 1st quarter.
They come to the line needing 11 here on 3rd down. To throw. And that is incomplete.
The most important stat, Mike, to determine wins and losses in the NFL is clearly turnover differential. Your ability on defense, take the ball away. For any offense, that's even more critical when you have the ball on your side of the field.
Now fair catch is taken back inside the 40. Here's 1st and 10. Now a run for the first time for the veteran Raheem Mostert. And he's going to wind up losing yardage here, and that will take us to the end of the opening quarter of play. After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. Here's a handoff to Mostert going left. Finding room across midfield. And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. It is a big-time play for Houston. 35 yards. Off the play fake, here's Mahomes. He's got it at about the 8. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. His 12th touchdown of the year. Aubrey, good with the extra point. And the Texans will take a 7-0 lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. A return now from the 4. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The visitors' offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They'll be hoping to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 our score as this drive begins with a first down. Here's 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, he'll throw. That's over the middle and intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead. Here's Patrick. He'll throw it on first down. And they're going to be set up now as he's brought down at the 5-yard line. Now it is 1st and goal. They'll run with Harris. And this one blown up. Good surge and drop him. A loss on the play back to the 9-yard line. Task a bit tougher as they face 2nd and goal. Now a second timeout called by the defense. Here now 2nd down and goal. They'll run out of the gun. This is Mostert. And he's close to the goal line, but they're going to mark him short. Put him down at the 1. Good job so far by the defense protecting the short field. Now it's 3rd and goal. Mahomes going to keep it himself. And he will take it in himself. Patrick Mahomes. Touchdown, Texans. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. The extra point by Aubrey is good. And the Texans move out on top, 14-0. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. The return starts from the 5. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The visitors' offense ready for this next possession. They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit, 14-0. The score as the offense tries to regroup and get going with 1st and 10. putting one of their tight ends in motion left. They'll start this on the ground with Johnson. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. They face second down and 7. They'll go again with Johnson. And he will get forward for about 5 yards. That sets up third down. Two minutes to go here till halftime. Greg and I back from Houston in a moment. Third down, 3 to go. Hill drops to throw. A pass taken in by Johnson. And he'll try to get to the marker, but he's going to wind up a yard or 2 short. No move for the punt team. The offense staying out there for fourth down. Here's a designed run.
I love this call on fourth down, Mike. Put the game in the hands of your quarterback. Don't overthink it. In this case, let him do it himself, and he picks up a big first down.
They'll run for the first time with their fullback. They'll look to throw. He gets this into the hands of Green.
You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play.
A gain of 11 on that one. And that will be a first down. Throwing now from the gun. Man open is Jones. He's got it. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line. Following the completion, we'll get... here for an injured player. Halftime is looming, so the athletic training staff going to get a chance to look him over during the break. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. In the red zone now, he'll drop to throw. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
They went for it all on that one and just a little bit off. Ball winds up hitting the ground. They've got to move forward. The opportunities are out there. Better execution, better location, and they got some big plays in their future.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. Got his man. That's Graham. What an important sequence this is, trying to get one of those scores back before halftime in a great spot. 1st down and goal. It is brought in the end zone for the score.
You know, we spent so much time talking about the heroics of a game-winning drive to end the 4th quarter in 2-minute mode. Now let's talk about a 2-minute mode, Mike, at the end of the 1st half. It might not be in walk-off fashion, but I'll tell you what, executing that here, going into halftime, changes this entire game.
3 seconds, all that remain in this 1st half, as that one's away. This will be returned from the 6. Now an opening past the 30. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this 1st half of play.
All right, Michael, we'll get back to you and Greg in just a little bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll get started up at Lucas Oil Stadium in the capital city.
And instead, why don't we get right back to it as we'll get ready for the 3rd quarter. Pretty interesting 1st half. We'll see if any strategy changes for the next 30 minutes or more as this 2nd half gets underway. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Texans offense and Patrick Mahomes coming out for their next drive. As we check the league leaders in passing yards, you can see he is right up there among the best in the NFL. 1st and 10. Slot receiver, headed right. Throw to the right flat. It is caught. A very nice open field tackle there. He could not get free and gains nothing.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play.
That's going to be intercepted. Picked off by their rookie linebacker.
So we saw in the 1st half, Mike, they were willing to take some risks. It allowed them to build this halftime lead. Now the opposing sideline, they're looking to fight back. They're looking to cut that lead down. That's what that coverage seemed. It looked like they baited that quarterback to force that errant throw and lead to that turnover. Now it's their offense coming back on the field with a chance to cut this deficit. Nice job by the defense. They had that one well read from the beginning, Mike. Someone's responsible for the running back, but the key here was the defender responsible for the quarterback. Stays with him, keeps him to a short game.
Jones motioning here. A Shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. Wide open, middle of the field. He's got his receiver. And he will score. Touchdown.
We're seeing this so much all across the NFL, Mike, is the value placed on a receiver being able to turn into a runner after they're able to secure the catch. And sometimes it's easier said than done. But if you want to survive in this league as a wide receiver, you have to be able to make plays like this after the catch. And great job there by the quarterback being accurate. And great job by the receiver running after he makes the catch.
We are all square. 14 apiece the score as this one's away. He'll start at the 4. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10.
57 colors, 57 colors. Yellow. White high.
Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. Going down the center of the field, open man, and it's taken in. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
You can see this connection is just starting really to pick up. They're seeing the game through the same set of eyes, and that is the job of the receiver. What is my quarterback expecting from me? Where does he want me? Be there on time, and it leads to big gains like this.
And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. They go play action with Mahomes. Open man downfield. That's Neighbors. Just his first catch. They have held him in check so far, but that one gives him a first down. Here's Mostert to the 5-yard line. Second and goal. Play action here. Mahomes. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
3rd and goal.
Yellow.
Here's Mahomes. To the goal line and in. Touchdown, Houston. Now Aubrey for the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Texans have broken the deadlock as they move out to a 21-14 lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. He fields it at the 8. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to take over possession of the football. They're searching here for the tie score, down 21-14. And they'll begin 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down, but what a run. Down to the 40.
And this is why you tailor your offense around a guy like this. I mean, every once in a while, mix in some design runs. He's got such game-changing ability with the ball in his hands. And here, he rips off a big one.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Now they'll set up to throw. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. They'll run this over the center with Johnson. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6. And it sets up 3rd down. They'll throw out of the gun. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And he's going to be taken down short of the marker. And that is going to set up an interesting fourth down decision.
The initial reaction is, how does this quarterback not throw the ball past the first down line to gain to try to extend this drive? And the reality is, because they've already decided they're going to go for it on fourth down.
Oh, he's going to be very close. It depends on the mark. Right away, they'll set up to throw. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up second down. He'll look to throw. That's out to the flat, and it's complete. And a good job rallying to the football, holding just a gain of a yard, and sets up third down. And that is incomplete.
Well, it's pretty clear the main reason why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the inefficiency of this offense and primarily out of the quarterback position. I mean, to complete less than half of your pass attempts, it just makes it very hard to compete at a high level consistently in the NFL. And they want to find themselves having any chance of getting back into this game and winning this one. He's going to have to get a lot better with the ball.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. They'll motion a tight end right. Back to the air one more time. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Frankie Luvu. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field. To extend their lead. From the 39, here's a first and 10. Play fake. Now it's Mahomes. Oh, Neighbors wide open. It's complete. And it's a gain of 19 to the 19-yard line. On first down, it's Mahomes. That's caught right side, the tight end Schultz. They'll work now on second and 4. On the ground, it's Mostert. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up third down. From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. And he can't get away. They rally to the football on defense and bring him down for no gain. 2 minutes remain in the fourth quarter. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. On for the field goal now, it's Brandon Aubrey. This about as short as you can get. Aubrey's kick is good. And the Texans will add to their lead here in the fourth quarter. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This one taken at the 7. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. Throwing is Vic. To the tight end, and he fits it in on the corner route. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. To throw, here's Vic. Under pressure, and down he goes. They've got him. Now this offense could use the first of their timeouts. And they'll get together prior to this second down play. To throw is Vic. He's hit as he threw. It goes to the ground, and it's an incomplete pass. 3rd and long. Throwing now, Vic. He'll take a shot down the middle of the field. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives. This has really been the story of this entire game, Mike. I mean, this pass rush has had the advantage over the offense pretty much from the jump, and they've already recorded a couple of sacks, a handful of close calls, and it's the pressure in the backfield is why this team finds themselves with the lead here late in this ballgame. This is one of those situations. Into the hands of the defense, because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just...
And this is going to be a touchdown. It's too little too late. They do get a bit closer as they score here in the final minute of play.
What separates the really good quarterbacks from everybody else in the National Football League, Mike, is not only ability to process, but the ability to process quickly under pressure. And I think that's exactly the case here. He's able to go through his progression, find his target in the end zone, and then deliver that ball on time, accurately, and the result is a touchdown.
That is caught, and they get the two-point conversion.
Everything's about matchups, especially down here this close to the goal line. I think my guy's better than your guy. I'm going to put him in a position to have success, throw it up to him, and let him do the rest.
The kickoff unit is out there, and they'll send this one away.
Well, we knew, Mike, this was going to take a miracle. All they needed to do was recover this, score, recover another one, score again. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen, and this game's...
They'll come up here first. To an E goes Mahomes, and that should wrap it up.
Yellow.
Just give me that boom, boom, boom. Just give me got, just give me that. Just give me that. Just give me that, give me that. Just give me that. I don't care what you got, just give me that. Just give me that. Just give me that, give me that. Just give me that. I don't care what you got. Now switch back to that. I don't care what you got, just give me that. Just give me that. Just give me that, give me that. Just give me that. I don't care what you got, just give me that. Just give me that. Just give me that, give me that. Just give me that. I don't care what you got, just give me that. Just give me that. Just give me that. Come on, just give me that. Give me that.
The 2024 season, and our focus is on this team's leader at quarterback. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. The action is only moments away, and it's coming up next.
On a wonderful fall afternoon in the state of Texas, the roof is open, and we've got football from NRG Stadium in Houston. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
The final playoff push is upon us. It's week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
If you ask coaches at any level to design their ideal leader of a team, I think they're going to check every box with this guy. He's got the poise to handle responsibility. He stays calm under any kind of pressure, and he brings out the best of his teammates each and every week.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of 4 on that first play, and it's second down. Out of the gun, Newton. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Trying to find his tight end, Kelsey, and it's intercepted. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
Well, it's football 101 because when you come in as the favorite team, you obviously don't want to hand any kind of advantage to an opponent ready for an upset. Now, you'll be lucky to only be down 3-zip the next time you get the ball back because you've just handed them a dose of confidence to start this game.
Touchdown, Houston. A great play there with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Texans use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. The extra point up and good by Aubrey. And it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. Oh, good return up past the 30. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. Now remember, the last time out, they threw the interception. That led to the touchdown, so now time to regroup.
It certainly is, and their goal right now as they go back out on the field, a calming drive, something that takes the ball, keeps it for a while, lets the defense relax a little bit, and lets the offense regain confidence in their game plan.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now they'll audible to something else. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think we could easily read his mind there. There's just no place to go. Tried to bounce it and get outside on the draw.
Yeah, but the defense wasn't thinking pass. They knew that they were running it.
And I love the way that they covered all the gaps. You know, we can do all the lettering and the numbering and all those things, but those run fits that we talk about all the time, each person fitting in the proper spot on defense, you see the end result when they do that.
Chidobe Awuzie there to make the play in coverage. You look at the defense for these Texans. Right now they're ranked number 20. NFL against the pass, so 4th from the bottom, Charles.
They're in the bottom 10 in the league. I mean, when you look at their talent, you would think that they'd be much better. Overall, I don't think there's any question you'd have to say that they've underachieved.
He's going to air it out deep for Green, and unable to connect, incomplete. Now, give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt. A 40-yard punt, give him 3 on the return, and the Texans will take over. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for. One of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Now here's Mahomes. They'll get this into the hands of the wideout from LSU. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a 1st down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Yellow.
Mahomes going to throw. He'll get this into the hands of Mostert. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Working from the gun, Mahomes. That is caught. And he is going to have a Texans first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
That good for 6 as they keep this drive right on rolling. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. A first carry for Samaje Perine. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3. But now he appears to be in some pain. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. It's 2nd and 7 from the 9. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And this is going to be intercepted.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they'll begin by running the option. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big-time the keeper using his legs to hurt him. First down. What a run there. I mean, you got speed, elusiveness, escapability all rolled into one.
And we all know that quarterbacks are coached to get the ball to the guys who can do all the things you just described. You want those guys who have speed, elusiveness, and escapability all rolled into one with the ball in their hands. And guess what? It's him. So there's no sense in throwing it or handing it off when you can do all of that yourself.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 10 carries, 53 yards.
They've won 2 straight games and have done it with the running game as the focal point of their offense. So in this contest, I don't think about doing anything else. I continue to ride the hot hand that I've established and lead with the runners.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. A first down carry here for Johnson. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down. You look at the defense for these Texans. They're squarely in the middle of the pack against the run this year, number 16 in the NFL.
They're not an elite unit. They're not, as what you'd say, the top part of the league against the run. They're a solid group, though. They do a good job. What they're looking for in this one, though, is an elite performance.
And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 22-yard line. Running from the gun, Johnson. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's 2nd down. From the 20, here's the 2nd and 8.
A toss, left side, Johnson. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. 8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on 3rd down. Now a play fake, and it's Newton. They'll roll him out right. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Well, that play there was certainly a scouting report special because coverage was all too aware that this close to the end zone, he's going to become a bigger weapon for that offense, and they were there to help force the incompletion.
Butker's kick here is good, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx it.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The home team's offense and their wideout getting set to go once more. And he's been a tough guy to contain this year, and his numbers reflect that, as you can see right here.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Got a man right side. It's Sharp. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Here's a handoff to Mostert running left. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. And that one is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number 1. After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from Houston. It's the Texans in possession of the football, as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted.
And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
Well, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Mahomes now to throw.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try and run here with Mostert.
And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Now Patrick going to change the play.
Now Mahomes. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Well, that one was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
To throw, it's Mahomes.
Catch is made. It's Schultz on the out route.
And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because He really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
Yellow.
Here's Mahomes to throw. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Devin White defeating the offensive line and getting to the quarterback. It's second and goal, but now all the way back at the 14. Up the middle they go with Mostert. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation. And his kick is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they had the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He completes it to Julio Jones. Down the left sideline. And he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. Julio Jones with career touchdown number 75. And his guys get the quick strike touchdown. Extra point by Butker is on target. And we are even at 10 apiece. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Yellow.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. That's complete to Sharp. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk at a 45. 19 yards there on the catch and run. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
50, yellow. Yellow.
Throwing now is Mahomes. Over the middle, taken in by Neighbors. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to bring up second down.
Yellow.
From midfield, here's Mahomes. Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Johnson running right. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Off play action. Newton. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
Here's Newton. And Mahomes misfires again, and it's intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. Down the right sideline. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Holding offense.
So they obviously declined that, and it is a touchdown.
Option. But let's face it.
There's no option.
There's no option when you score a touchdown. An easy call for them.
Aubrey good with a PAT. And that makes it a 17-10 score. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Pitch and catch here to Travis Kelce. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. It's a pickup of 12. Second play in a row with a 12-yard gain. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Up the middle, Johnson. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
To throw is Newton. It's Kelce on the ground. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 23. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Here's Newton. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
When you run into slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
Newton to throw. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Boy, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Throwing again is Newton. And he comes back with one complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Second and goal from inside the 5. Here's Newton. Touchdown! A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Extra point by Butker is on target. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. 17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. And now out comes Houston. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity. And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And Mahomes sees something. He'll change the play. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. He's got Smith here. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Now here's Mahomes. Over the middle, Sharp's got it complete. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. 2 yards to go, 2nd down. Mahomes going to throw. That's complete. It's Neighbors. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And his kick is indeed good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've come upon halftime here in Houston, and it's the home team, the Texans, leading this one. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coach. Past the halfway point of the season, and now past the halfway point of this game. We skip halftime and get right back to the action. Set to begin the 3rd quarter. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So here's the Texans offense now. They get set to start this 3rd quarter. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this 3rd quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at that.
And Mahomes misfires again, and it's intercepted. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. Not the way you envision things to start out the 3rd quarter. 1 play and already a turnover.
It's interesting. You and I were talking with the coach, and he talked about how at halftime, as a play caller, he wanted to make sure he get.
And he caught it up. And one of the linebackers has got it. And his crew will take over with the football at the 35-yard line. It off to get the football. They fumble it right back. They looked over to both sidelines. A lot of. The helmets.
Yeah, you can almost, I mean, you know both sides are screaming sudden change. Because when sudden change happens, that's a defensive call to get back out on the field. There's been a fumble, so an interception, some type of a turnover. You've got to.
They begin the drive with Johnson. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. Out of
Out of the gun, Newton. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Malik Neighbors, a 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Texans are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. The extra point up and good by Aubrey. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Man open, here is Jones. That one good for 26 and a first down. Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. They'll give up the middle to Johnson. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Newton. He's got Green. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. Now a handoff. Johnson. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great play there with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And his guys have made this a one-score game now. Extra point by Butker is on target, and the lead is down to a field goal. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. The Texans offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. Getting this out to the flat, Mostert. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it's 2nd down. Now a give to Mostert running right. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. They got 5 through the air last play, now 5 on the ground. 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And he's got his man Sharp complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Yellow.
To throw, it's Mahomes. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
Well, based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
They got to get to the 23 here on 3rd.
Yellow. Right side.
Mahomes now to throw. Oh, that is incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through, and the drive will wind up yielding 3. So give him 3 on that drive. You know, normally you'd say, we'll take it, but the way points have been flying around, it feels like a little bit of a letdown.
Yeah, you just have to wonder, are field goals going to be enough? Because as you pointed out, the way touchdowns have been scored, does kicking a field goal actually put you at a disadvantage the rest of the way?
And they nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that. Charles's defense, they were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. Newton. Green with a catch left side. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. From the gun, a run for Johnson. Now they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. 64 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. They stay on the ground on 1st with Johnson. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. They're going to hurry back to the line now. And they run the option on 2nd down. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. Back now in Houston as we are set to bring you the home stretch here, the 4th quarter. And shutting him off, now open field. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It goes for a gain of 10, and it's a 1st down. They'll try the air now with Newton. It's caught outright by Graham. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. They'll hand it off now. Johnson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. Newton now to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. They snap it to Newton. And Green with a catch left side. And now this is going to be close. It says they stopped him, and they did. And now following that last play, I do believe we're going to get a review here. Yes, indeed, the red flag is out. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So the challenge does not sway the official's decision. Spot of the football going to remain right where it is. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Their lead back down to one score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. Yeah, that will drop. Newton to throw. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. Now it's Newton. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. And this return is going to be halted right around the 20. So Houston going to come away here with the victory. Charles, for this losing side, their heads are hanging as they walk off the field today. And really, I mean, we know why. Those 3 turnovers by that offense